I'm back. Okay. Yeah, this is a part 2. And now I'm going to show you guys what I cook. I cook some broccoli. Some broccoli and fish. Guys, I try to eat broccoli every day. I try to eat broccoli every day. Every other day, okay? That's pretty good. I put a little bit of fish and onions in it as well. Of course, I'm going to put some rice with this, guys. I used to try to eat like that by itself, and I can't do it. But I'm going to make some more fish, okay? Hi to all my new subscribers. If you're not subscribing yet, please make sure you subscribe before you leave the video. Okay, hello to everyone. Tap the screen if you would like to see me on my other channel, YouTube, okay? All the information's there. So we're going to make a fresh piece of tuna. Well, it's not fresh, it's frozen. If you've never seen tuna before, this is how it looks. Looks like a steak, right? It's a tuna steak. It's a tuna steak. And guess what? When this cooks up, it's going to turn brown. Like meat, okay? Like red meat. We're going to take a piece of cod. I love cod. I love showing my subscribers food in its natural form. As natural as you're going to get today. This is how cod looks, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fix that. So I'm just fixing a piece of tuna and a piece of cod. Alright, so we're going to use some olive oil. I love olive oil. Out of all the oils to use, olive oil to me works best. I'm going to cut this pot on. And I use ceramic. I try to use ceramic. Actually, I don't try, I do it. Stop saying I try, okay? That's a bad habit of mine. Okay, so let's put some oils in that. Let that cook up. We're going to go ahead and we're going to put a piece of onion. I'm sorry, guys, you won't be able to have a POV action. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start cooking it up and bring the pot on over to the camera. I just feel like my face is better on the camera than the food. I'm just saying. All right? I want to be on camera, not my food. Not yet, until it's done. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut some onions up. Now, I'm not going to put these onions in first. I'm just cutting them up so when I'm ready to go ahead and put the onions in, they'll already be nice and cut up. I'm sorry, I'm making one more piece of fish. Yeah, a piece of whiting. So we're doing tuna, cod, and whiting, okay? Yes. Hope this video is meeting you guys in great health. Yeah. Somebody asked me, do I cook every day? I do. I do cook every day. I'm trying to figure out a way where I don't have to cook necessarily every day, but I just love fresh food. I don't really like to, I don't like leftovers. I'm kind of bougie. I don't know if that's considered bougie, but I don't like leftovers. But hey, I eat leftovers, but I don't like it. All right, so this is a piece of whiting with the skin on it. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to cook 3 pieces of fish. 3 different types of fish. We are going to do a tuna steak. Tuna is very expensive, guys. I think for 4 of these tuna steaks cost me about 20 bucks. And guess what? I'm not going to lie to you. This thing been in my freezer probably for 3 months. Maybe more. I just couldn't eat it because it was so expensive. And you know how that goes. And cod, piece of cod, and some whiting. Alright, so let me wash my hands. Wash my hands. Go ahead and start putting this in my pan. And with the fish that has skin on it, I put that, the skin up, not down, okay? And I'm going to put that in last. eat today? What are you guys eating? Am I catching you during your lunchtime? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put some seasonings in here, guys. I'm so sorry, I can't really tell you the seasonings. But look, just season your fish the way you want to. You know, one thing I just said, just season things up the way you want. There's no specific way to cook. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to season it, and then I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how it looks. The type of seasonings I like smoky seasonings. I like seasonings that are going to caramelize. It's going to make the food, you know, basically taste good, but not too salty. Okay? I don't want my food to taste salty, but I do want it to have some flavor. And for the most part, in everything that I cook, I put curry in it. Oh yeah, I put curry. Curry is like a staple in my house. So we're just gonna go ahead and put some curry. I can share that with you. Any brand will do. Any brand will do. Don't get caught up in the brands. Okay, so that's how that looks. And let me go ahead and just bring that to you guys. Okay, that's how it looks in my pan. Okay. Now, we're going to season one side and then I flip it over. Have to take a few hits of this good old broccoli and onions and fish. Yes. All I did with the broccoli, I put it in my pot. Let me chew my food, guys. Oh, and that's another way that they say is great for losing weight. Chew your food. Chew it. Don't just eat it whole and throw it back. They say you're supposed to chew your food over 30 times before swallowing. You know what I mean? But that'll help you digest better. Just a little FYI. But this is frozen broccoli. I very rarely get fresh broccoli. Maybe I'll graduate to that stage one day, but I really don't do that yet. So I do frozen. Frozen is next to the best. And I just put a little bit of water in my pot, put a little salt in there, and keep it moving. And I use sea salt, and I use a grinder, sea salt grinder. And that's it. Sea salt is the best. It has great nutrients in it. So I kind of invest in my seasonings. Okay. So this broccoli is awesome, guys. With this meal of fish, of course, you can have some brown rice. You can have white rice too, but I don't eat white rice, but I do eat brown. Okay? Let's check on my fish. I'm going to put a little bit of water in here, guys, just a little bit. I don't want it to burn on the outside. If you haven't had fresh tuna before, or frozen tuna, like outside of the can, maybe you should try it. It's very, very good. Tuna has a lot of good things in it. But because I do have a high fish diet, I have to tell you this. You know, of course, you don't want to have too much fish. And make sure that you don't eat fish with a lot of mercury. Yeah, we do know that the fish has mercury. You know, but it's certain fish that doesn't have high mercury in it. So that's salmon, whiting, cod. Tuna is a little bit on the shouldn't have it more than once or twice a week because it's a big fish. Okay, so the bigger the fish, the bigger the ability for it to have more mercury. So a little FYI. I'm gonna wash my hands. All right, so I'm just going ahead and let's see how this is looking. Put a little more seasoning on that. A little rice. I'm going to get my rice out. That's one thing I do because I do eat rice daily. I do make enough rice for about a few days, so I don't have to keep cooking it. So this is how it's coming along. I'm only doing one side. This is really, really good for me. Like, I started doing a fish diet probably a year ago. Maybe not a year, almost a year. And I've had my reasons. You know, it just, eating a whole bunch of meat was not really working for me anymore. I cut out beef and pork years ago. That was something that I did. And then I cut out dairy in 2009. So I'm a fan of just going what they call cold turkey. I have no problem cutting things out. I cut sugars out. I cut a whole bunch of things out. And during that time, I've lost weight. I've, you know, just improved my way of life because of all the things I've cut out. Now in my life, I've had to incorporate more things because I'm older, and my body was like, honey, you're going to have to learn how to moderately do things. So now I have incorporated turkey back. I had cut out turkey, chicken this year, and I didn't get a good result. It didn't make me feel good. Basically, I was trying to go vegan. I don't know why I was trying to go vegan, but I just thought that maybe that was something I could do, but it was too soon for me. You know, those type of ways of living is not necessarily for everybody, and so you really have to be careful and make sure that that's something for you. But you know, to be honest, you won't know until you try, and that's one thing I always do. I always experiment, and I take chances. I have no problem with that. And so I tried to do that, and I got all the way down to 206 pounds, and that was my lowest. And now I had to, you know, I gained back another 3 pounds only because I was malnutrition. I wasn't getting enough. So I had to, you know, gain a little bit more weight just to get my health back. When I was getting smaller too quickly, I felt it. So you don't want to lose weight too quick. Your body will let you know you're not doing something right, you know, and you have to listen to your body. I've been somebody who's listened to their body since I was 15 years old. And I keep saying that throughout all of my videos. Make sure you subscribe. I just made a great video yesterday on weight loss. And it's a very quick video on how to lose weight. And so yeah, go check that out. Make sure you're subscribing. But yeah, this fish is coming together. Now look, I had to get, look, I'm a meat and potatoes type girl. And then I became a chicken and potatoes type girl. I had chicken at every meal. And when I had to cut that out and I had to stop chicken, I mean every way, baked chicken, it didn't matter, fried chicken, it didn't matter, I couldn't do it. I started feeling better. My energy levels started going up. I started losing more weight. My skin started looking better. My hormones were starting to start to balance, because when you get to a certain age, things are starting to get imbalanced. And a lot of those imbalances happening because of our diet and lifestyle. So, hey, I'm sorry, but I feel good eating fish. And the thing about it is, fish is very easy on the body. It doesn't really send your body up. That's how fish looks, guys. You know, this is it. You know, fish does not take much to break down. So if you notice, if you have a high fish diet, you have to eat a lot, because fish has folic acid in it. It has omega-3s. It has so people say, oh, you have beautiful skin. Well, some of it is because of genes, but most of it is because of diet. And anybody can have beautiful skin. You know, anybody can have improvement in their skin, okay? And if you start eating correctly, a lot of us are not eating correctly. I'm just going to keep it real with you. We're not eating correctly, and our bodies show it. And the first place it starts showing it is our skin. Our skin, our hair, and our nails. That's how we know if we're healthy. Look at your eyes, right? See my eyes. My eyes, somebody said I have white eyes. Well, when you start having darkening of your eyes, that could be an issue with your liver. Didn't know that, huh? If you're starting to get acne on one side or both sides, that could be a sign of hormonal imbalance. If you're starting to get darkness around your neck, that is an imbalance as well. If you're starting to grow hair, it's called hirsutism, all around this, could be your diet and your hormones, okay? So those little signs that I just said, go ahead and then start eating better. So I don't put a lot of salt in my food, but I put a lot of seasonings and herbs in my food. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. And if you're a person who feels like, oh my gosh, I could never give up meat, yeah, you can. You can give up meat if you really want to. But the thing about it is, I'm not encouraging anybody to stop doing anything. I'm just sharing with you guys what I do. Put a little more water in this. Okay, I put my onions in. Sometimes when you cook, I don't know if anybody else goes through this, but you get full just cooking, right? You get full just cooking. And one thing I don't do, I don't taste my food. I don't get double calories. So I don't taste as I cook, okay? I eyeball my food. I really do. But yeah, our bodies start to show us signs when things are not working correctly. And, you know, most things that are going on in our bodies can be healed. Not all. Can be healed with just our diets. Diets and lifestyle. Now, one thing I have basically learned about eating clean is basically what I'm doing. I eat very minimal processed foods. I don't you know, there's a special name for that too called paleo diet and things like that. Hey, I'm not into all the diets and all the names to them. I'm just like, look, live a healthy lifestyle like grandma. And I'm not talking about 40-year-old grandma. I'm talking about 60 and 70-year-old grandmas who used to just cook every day. Just cook for their family every day. Everything was fresh. And I'm not saying to the point where you're even, you know, baking your own bread, but I don't even eat bread. I don't eat bread. And that's one thing. That's the first thing I cut out was bread. I don't really eat bread. If I do, it's very sparingly. I mean, that is something that is calories upon calories. There's so many things they put in our breads that I wish to not ingest or digest in my body. But yeah, if you go back to just natural ways of living, you'll see a lot of improvements in your life. So that's basically what I do. Is I just cook. A lot of us, we don't want to cook, right? And we don't have time to cook. And one thing about this fish diet that I have learned is you have to be a peaceful person. The better you eat, the more peaceful you have to be, because this is not an energy food. Fish, brown rice, broccoli, onions, that is not an energetic food. That is not going to give you energy throughout the day. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. It is a very relaxing meal. It is a meal that's going to calm you down. It is going to make you feel tired sometimes because your body, literally, it's no sugar in this. I have a very low glycemic diet. So I've actually incorporated some chocolate back into my... Now I'm going to show you what type of chocolate Okay, I'm not name dropping on these videos, okay? But I am going to tell you, I do organic dark chocolate. Organic dark chocolate. And I have something that's called some dark chocolate with almond and sea salt. These things are very, very expensive. This is not cheap. I've incorporated chocolate back in my diet because, like I said, this stuff doesn't give you any energy. When I say energy, it's not going to make you feel like you can dance on the ceiling. It really isn't. And that's one thing that made a problem for me, is that I eat so healthy, but I forgot that I need sugar, because I cut out sugar so many years ago. So the way that I get sugar now is I just eat my fruits to get sugar, and I eat chocolate. But I do that sparingly. And I do organic dark chocolate. Okay? Yeah. That's what I do now. Because I said, I'm realizing I don't have any energy. And when you're working on a low glycemic diet like I do, you start to use adrenaline more. Adrenaline is a horrible hormone if it's not used correctly. It is just the way that we basically get energy when we're in fear. Adrenaline is not good to work on. So when you're sweating, when your blood pressure is high, when you're hyper, you're using adrenaline because your body doesn't have any other energy. You want to get your energy from what you eat. You don't want to get your energy from your backup, which is your adrenaline glands. Yes, honey, I'm very educated. I'm sorry. I don't want to talk over you. I'm talking to you. But I'm just saying, when you go all day and don't eat, how do you think you're able to do it? You're doing it because you are working off of adrenaline and cortisol. And those two hormones, steroidal hormones, if you're circulating them all the time, you're not going to lose any weight. Okay, so here is, this is fresh tuna, y'all. Fresh tuna. Look at that. Fresh tuna. I'm all about eating fresh, right? Now look, I'm just like anybody else. I learned the hard way. Trust and believe. I did not, this is not how I was always living. But I did live in a home where my grandmother cooked every day. Okay? She did cook fresh every day. I didn't start showing signs of all the ailments that I have until I went to college. And, when you go to college, you don't eat well, you don't exercise, you don't do nothing right. Right? Okay, so let me go ahead and put that up. We're going to make my rice real quick. I'm sorry, guys, for seeing my hand. Cut this off. I'm going to make my rice real quick. One thing about fish, it doesn't take long to cook, which is awesome. And if you don't like onions, of course, leave the onion part out. But I love onions. Onions are so good for you. They're in the garlic family. So it's just really good for you. I can't sit here and just tell you everything is good for, but onions are very good for you. So that's my plate of fish. Okay, you guys, this is like a melody. You probably can't even see the difference, but I'm so sorry about that. I am not a chef, but what I am is a woman who loves to cook for health. And see how I said I love to cook for health? I didn't say I love to cook. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. I don't like cooking. I'm like everybody else. I'm too busy to cook. But I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys that this is how I maintain my life. I take my time and I just cook. That's what I do. Okay, so put some rice in the pot. Oh, you know what? It is what it is. I'm just going to put this all in there because my husband loves my rice and he's going to eat it. Okay, so I have a special sauce that I put. I have my little turkey seasonings that I do because I do a lot of turkey wings. So I basically save the, I'm going to just call it juice, okay? I save the juice to season my rice. So instead of buying special seasonings or little cubes of salt, I won't say the technical term for it. Okay. And I know what goes in my seasonings. Somebody asked me, how do I soak my meat? Not today, but on one of my videos, I wasn't able to answer it, so I'm just going to go ahead and answer it now. I season my meat in kosher salt. Kosher salt is very, very important. I make a lot of turkey wings, and if you know anything about turkey, turkey is a very dense meat outside of steak and stuff like that. It's a very dense meat. So I basically soak my turkey overnight for over 8 to 10 hours in kosher salt. When I go back to that pot, that meat, that water is so red. It's just so red. And I'm so happy that I soaked that blood out of the meat. It's very important, guys, if you can soak your meat, to do so. That way you're not getting so many bad things. You know what I mean? Not to get specific, but yeah. Just take that extra time out. Take that extra time out to prepare your foods better. And you will just see a different result. And that's any meat. Soak your beef, soak your pork, soak your chicken. You know, just soak your food. And in certain cultures, that's a must. There is no choice in doing that. You know what I mean? That is something that some cultures, they must soak their meat. Okay, so I'm warming my rice. I want to make a nice plate for you guys before I tune off, before I cut this video off. I want to make a great plate for you guys. Oh. And try your best to eat off of glass. If you can. If you can. Like your hot meals, make sure you eat them off of glass. You know? Try to. Okay. And the way that I eat is the way that my family eats. We adjust accordingly to everyone, because I have different ailments. So just because we're in the same household doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna eat the way I eat. Just like medicine, if I was taking a medicine for one of my conditions, I'm not gonna make my son take the same medicine, so if he doesn't have my ailment. So that's what I'm trying to say. So, you know, yeah, you try to eat, everyone tries to eat the same, but depending on the situation, you may have to adjust your family's diet, because I have a very strict diet, and my diet would be horrible in someone who doesn't have my ailments. So in this house, we use our food as medicine, okay? Okay, so I'm just basically warming my rice up with my seasonings. I'm going to go ahead and plate this up and then end this video. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to put a piece of fish on my plate. I made 3 types of fish. If you missed the beginning, please make sure you go ahead and watch the replay. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that you will do something new. Doesn't necessarily have to be what I do, but do something new to adjust your diet. Okay, so that's my fish. And that's my rice. Looks like red beans and rice, right? It's not though. I love making my food look like something else. I'm just saying, I have fun with cooking. And that's my broccoli. Guys, I'm actually going to make an eating video on YouTube about this meal. I'm going to go ahead and eat this on camera and start basically just, you know, communicating with you guys through this meal. Okay, so make sure you go on over, subscribe to my channel, okay, Hair Talks Mag, and this video will be there, and my eating video for this meal will also be on here as well. There you go. Okay, have some fish in your diet at least twice a week. Twice a week, guys. Okay, thanks for tuning in. You guys be healthy, and I'll see you next time.